Hey guys! Welcome back to Let's Play Star Ocean. Last time we finished up at the other optional dungeon, the Abandoned Mine. This time we're going to do the other one, which is the Sylvalant Ruins. And the enemies here are a little bit stronger. Even with the preparations I've made, some of them are really abusive. So we're going to have to make sure Millie stays right in the back where she belongs. Let's just double check to make sure my formation is right, and it is. It's kind of why I like this formation, because it allows me to keep characters, that are going to take a lot of damage in behind where they belong. Now, I have serious doubts that there's going to be anything in that one, but as I said, I believe it was in the last one there, I am going to at least equip this to try some of these crystals, even if they don't look like crystals, even if they look like stalagmites, or so yeah, stalagmites come up, stalactites go down. Okay. And so basically the way that I'm going to go through this dungeon is I'm probably going to have to take a couple of breaks to find out where exactly I am, because you can get turned around in here quite easily. The first thing to note is from the door, take the left path. Yeah, if you recall, these guys were accompanying the boss in the Abandoned Mine. So yeah, that tells you how much more powerful the enemies tend to be here. Radix gained himself a level there, but before I go into that, so yeah, from the doorway here, head to the left, there's dead ends over there. It's heading straight up, continues on with the area. Yeah, here's the boss from the last area, just if you weren't convinced. So, okay. So after we take the left path, we're going to take the right path, which is also a dead end. Of course, the middle has to be the right way. Now, if I recall correctly, I think this is just an empty room. Okay, I'll try this real quick. I'm not going to try it on all of them because I'm going to get tired of doing so. But do that, then we'll head up here. See if we can take on this ogre chieftain, whatever he is, before he does too much damage. As you can see, our party is starting to become really effective at dealing damage, even if we are taking quite a bit of damage from the enemies in here. So yeah, that's something to know. Here we learn Delay, which is an interesting ability, which I really don't use as often as I probably should. Where did you go? There it is. Slows down enemy movement. It's basically the slow spell. We will also get the haste spell later. I'm not a big fan of either of them, though. And of course, the audio music from this area has just cut out on me, which is absolutely brilliant. Thank you very much. Can you spend those skills yet? No, I gotta put it into effort one more time. With Radix, because of the way I've built up my characters, he's going to be my crafter, as you've already seen, and I already got level 8, which is probably enough, considering I won't be doing any more crafting. But I also will be doing customizing with him, as well as smithing. Now, smithing's already level 9, which is probably more than enough. I may end up putting one more level into forging, hoping that, I'll get to level 10, which will increase my chances a little bit. Other than that, he's not really going to do anything else with item creation. So now is probably a good time to start putting points into other things, such as link combo, and pretty much all of your other techs like this, your combat skills. Now, the way that these things down here work, which are already kind of learnt for us, we don't have to put any points into them, we just obtain them and then they work. The way they work is basically if you increase your school style to, I've heard at least level 5, I'm not sure, I think that just gives you a decent chance. Then if you use a tech in battle, you have a random chance of learning and then basically an evolved version of that tech, or a leveled up version of that tech, based on either 7-star or Sacred Beast or whatever else your character happens to have. So what I'm going to do now, since I've already maxed out effort on Radix there, is I'm going to up his school's style, Erdl style, school skill, whatever it is, to level 5. And then he's going to have a chance at learning a new tech, and hopefully I'll be able to show some of that off in battle. I'm also going to up link combo here to 5 as well. I believe that gives me a third one, so that's pretty good. And I'll throw a couple of points in here just because they're really, really cheap. Other thing we can put points into, and you can do this with other characters that you're not using for specific item creation things. You can use Gale, which increases your tech, and just keep doing it until it costs a lot, and then move on to something else. Whistling doesn't really help me. Kitchen knife could be useful, so even though it's a little more expensive, I might as well put those points in. What else raises my tech? This one technically does, but I'll go into that in a moment. Well, probably not in a moment, but this one's kind of useless for Radix because it's intelligence, so kind of pointless there. The biology and psychology ones are quite important, but they're also quite expensive, so I don't tend to do them right now. I will be putting more into them later, but that's later. Okay, now I'm just going to go out so I have music back, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Now, in this room here, we're basically both doors lead the same way. There's one on the left and one on the right, so I'm going to take the one on the left, and on the way back, I'll take the one on the right. Just check some of those crystals there. Up here, we have a single item, which apparently I'm not allowed to pick up because battles. Now, when you're trying to learn new techs, like based on the 7-star Sacred Beast skill sets, the only way to do that is to use your techs more often. And here we get a guard, question mark guard. Let's find out what that actually is here. Now that I've got the identify skill, I'm going to start identifying things more readily, right away instead of waiting till, say, the end of a dungeon. We got that one, so let's see. I still don't think you can use that, can you? No. So let's give that to someone who doesn't have it that's in my party, which just happens to be Radix. A little more defense, but the elemental absorption really helps. And the audio's already glitching out. Yay! Oh, no. Am I going to get anything around here? Probably not. No. We'll get more battles anyway. So, because I'm going to, need to use my techs in order to gain new ones, I'm going to actually work on using them more in battle, which means I'm going to need more blackberries. Now, I've already filled up on blackberries, so that's not a big deal right now, but eventually we'll start running short, and then it will be something we'll need to obtain while we're in the middle of a dungeon. Now, in order to do that, we need to, again, to go to some skills, and I'll show that off in a moment here. Okay, so if we're going to need more blackberries while we're in the middle of a dungeon, we're going to need some way of getting them. Now, who actually has points into them? Actually, who has love of animals? Millie had it, if I recall, didn't she? She does. Okay, so I could use her. I could also use someone else if they had it. I don't think Bronixus can learn it. Do you have it? No. No. Somebody else have it? Timmet can't learn it, if I recall correctly, which seems kind of weird because he's a werewolf, but maybe he can't learn love of animals because he spends too much time eating said animals. Looks like the only one I have with love of animals right now is Millie, so I'm going to have no choice but to use her. And in order to do this, we need the scout ability. At least I think it's the scout ability. And in order to do that, we need whistling. And where's the other one? It's not those two. Where is it? And no, that was for something else. What else haven't I learned? It's familiar, not scout. I was mistaken. So whistling and what else? Why am I forgetting what it is? Oh, right, there it is. Animal training. So I'm just going to put one into that for now. And I'm going to raise whistling up here so I can raise the level a little bit. There we go. Got it to level 4. Now, in order to activate it, we go into items here, select familiar, call a pigeon, and depending on your level, I'm not sure, I think it's level 3 or level 4 where you actually get to buy blackberries. You consume one of your bird feeds, which costs nothing, and you get a chance to buy items. Now, having the Love of Animals talent allows this to happen much faster, because basically what will happen, can I buy this? Let's buy one of those. You select Call Pigeon. Now the pigeon flies off, and we have to wait until it comes back in order to be able to actually get our item. Now if you don't have the talent, Love of Animals, it tends to take a long time. However, if you do have it, it takes much less, which is very helpful, especially if you really need a blackberry so that you can heal up. So we'll just see how long this takes here while I move forward. Now over here we have a door. Now this door is kind of unnecessary because it's going to lead us to the same spot that the other door that I'm going to take is going to take us already. It just creates a nice big loop. So I'll mention on the other side where we're actually going to, where this door will lead to. I'm really leveled up again, which is nice. And the other two leveled up as well, so I can probably work on their skills a little bit. Effort. Some effort for you too. Go. And I used too many points of hers, so she won't be able to do it until her next level now. Oh well. So skip that door for now, and come over here. Now, if I recall, going down is the right way? I can't recall. Let's try and use Twin Slash a little more often here. Twin Slash is the skill that levels up into what is my favorite skill in the entire game for Radix. So that's the one I'm going to be focusing on. I'll try and show off a few more here and there. Now, okay. Now this way leads to a dead end, so I can go this way without, you know, doing too much wrong and getting lost. There we go. We can take these guys out pretty easily with our increased, you know, stats and specifically the skills that we have. There, check that one. No. Yeah, I don't know if these actually are supposed to contain. The switch has no use. I don't know why they put this in here. I don't know anyone who knows why they put that in there. It's kind of weird, actually. There we go. Finish one more battle. And I forgot to press my timer button. That's not helping. I'm surprised I haven't gotten my item from the pigeon yet. Usually, if I'm using someone with Love of Animals, it takes, you know, something like, you know, under a minute of walking around on the field, but for some reason it's taking a lot longer. Kind of weird. Alright, I check these ones out. Okay, so here, this one moves on. I think I've passed one up though, so I'm gonna head back real quick. Yeah, this guy isn't exactly the same as the one we fought in the other dungeon. It's slightly different, but it's close. Now, down here, that's not actually a door, even though it kind of looks like it. Now, yeah, so I wanted to try the top one here. Yeah, I should have taken the top one first. Oops. Again, I apologize. My knowledge of this dungeon is not that great. Let's finish off these guys. Yeah, our techs are starting to do a lot of damage, which is very, very helpful at this point in the game, because without the increase in, you know, damage output from our new techs, we would have trouble keeping up, because this really is a point in the game where the difficulty does spike if you haven't done some of this stuff. So now we can take the upper path here, run over here, down this one, run into more battles. I don't know if learning techs by using them is more likely or something like that. Say if you are already low on HP or, you know, someone's died or something to that effect. I don't think it affects it, but I could be wrong. Alright, here we have the first save point in the area, and I'm going to take a quick break here and check my map real quick. Be right back. And we're back. Okay, I just wanted to check things real quick. Now, if I recall from the map that I kind of labeled for this area, I believe down here leads to an empty room, and I want to double check just in case. Don't want to, you know, ignore a room just because I thought there wasn't anything there and then end up missing it. Other thing I want to do is identify that item I got. Let's see what it is. Another mithril mesh. Nice. Of course, no one else in my active party can use it, so I'll just equip that later. Now, I don't think there's anything over here. This room does lead to an empty room. There are a lot of empty rooms in this dungeon, and a lot of other things that just don't make a hell of a lot of sense. Go over here, and okay, we can do that too. Plenty of battles to go around today. Yeah, the encounter rate in here does not take it easy on you, so as you can see, Tinnick and Marvel are starting to lose quite a bit of MP. Surprisingly, I have not gotten my bird back yet. So up here we gain a couple more items. A couple more question mark cards. I wonder if those are the same or different. Let's find out. Even though I've kind of listed where items are located, I did not label, you know, what they were. Mithril Greaves. These, I guess, are better than something that some of us have. Let's start with you. Can you equip them? No, you can't. What about you? Can you equip them? No. I think these are heavy armor, if I recall. And that means that the only characters I have that can use them are Fear and Radix. Yeah, see, they're not all that great, really. Compared to the Silver Greaves, they're potentially better. They're all defense and no evade, so I guess that could be better. I'll just put them on anyway. Since I only have 2 characters right now who can use them, we'll just do that. Now, let's keep going through here. I'm not sure if these guys can petrify you or not, or paralyze you. I remember them doing something before, but that could be one of their palette swaps later in the game. Keep going up here. We have a chest back here containing a mithril helm, which of course I will never use. And more battles against the same enemies. They're not taking very long, so I'm not going to bother cutting them out. And we get vegetables for some reason. It's not like I was fighting mandragoras or something like that. Over here we have sweet syrup, which I'm full on. Does anybody need to heal? Not really. And the reverse Sakura secret skill, that is for Iria. And if I recall, that one's quite decent. I don't think there's anything going on in here. Other than battles, of course. Now, the little purple one in the middle of the screen, he can cast some kind of spells, but he usually ends up dying before he can do that. Alright, I'm going to have to start giving Tinnick some, well, he leveled up, that's not bad. But I'm going to have to give him some blackberries here. There we go. And just check the skills real quick, see if we can put anything else in. You can't, you probably could. Let's see. Effort. Put to level 6. Not enough. Okay. So let's just adjust everybody's training here real quick. Turn it all off and turn it all back on. Yes, it's tedious, but still worth it for the additional experience that you're going to pick up. This may also come into effect, say, if you save your game and then, quit and load up a fresh game from a save file. I'm not sure, I haven't tested that out yet. But, anyway. we're almost done for the day, so might as well just finish up here real quick. Finish off these guys. And there's a couple more things of note. This door here is that one I was mentioning that loops back to the previous door that I didn't take. The one I left there said that, you know, it just creates a circle. It does. Over here, we have another switch that doesn't do anything. As far as I know, these never do anything. Neither of these do. Finally got my Aqua Parry. Now, of course, her level in... No. Her level, Millie's in Familiar, is not particularly great right now. That's only level 4. However, the type of items you get from this will change over time as you level them up. So, unfortunately, that doesn't... You won't be able to buy blackberries at level 10, which is kind of stupid, but oh well. Anyway, I'm just going to head back to the save point now, and I think we'll call it a day from there. Next time we will go through the left side from the save point there, because we haven't explored that part yet. So far we haven't, you know, there are no jutting paths off from where we've already explored that I haven't at least gone to. And we learned Fairy Heal. Here's something to talk about, kill some more time. Now, Fairy Heal is pretty much the ultimate healing spell in the game here for a single target. Fully restores HP, pretty damn awesome, only 16 MP, and considering how much she has, she's never going to run out. So yeah, you could do something like if you're struggling in here, you could say cast Protect on all of your allies, use Delay, you know, stuff like that, but I find it's kind of unnecessary. I'll leave Cure All on in case she wants to use that, because it still does, I think, about 1,000 to everybody, which is more than enough for what I need right now. Cure Light, don't need that. Anyway, yeah, so I'm just going to meet you back at the save point there, and yeah, we'll see you guys next time.